Hello, it is Monday, May 13th, and that means two things. I want to thank everyone that made a point of saying hi to me or swinging by the booth while we were at Light Fair. This episode is sponsored by Keystone Technologies. That's Light Made Easy. In particular, I want to emphasize their new emergency tube line. This is a UL certified under their category 924, and what it does is it allows you to install a fluorescent tube inside of an existing fixture. The battery's inside the tube. The testing equipment is wired in. All the wires are there to keep it from being removed by accident, and it still has the color select option that you expect from Keystone Technologies. That's keystonetech.com or the link in the description, if you please. Thank you. But otherwise, it is time for the lighting industry news brief. Let's catch up with a little bit of extra news from Monday. But here we go. There were layoffs at Acuity, with 30 senior personnel being axed. The DALI Alliance has formed an alliance with the IES. With this new deal should help standardize education. Energy Star may just end. This is part of a proposed dissolution of the Environmental Protection Agency's Office of Atmospheric Protection and the Office of Air Quality Planning. Energy Star actually only covers two lighting categories at this point, downlights and decorative strings, but there we go. All right, so on the tariff tracker, the US and China have agreed to pause tariffs for 90 days, which is just in time for last week when the last boat from China hit the ports of LA. There hasn't been a boat since. It will take an entire supply chain's amount of time for that boat to start again, but there you have it. Also, just a side note, the proposed foreign movie tariff is so broadly worded as that it would affect the podcast, video, and live stream version of this newsletter. More details on that as they emerge. The U.S. Department of Energy has defended proposed research cuts, which would cut the entire DOE by 14%, and that would largely come out of the laboratories that have developed many renewable energy and efficient products over the past all of the time. nVent has bought Avail. This was not quite $1 billion for the infrastructure group. Wind Supply has bought Industrial Sales Company. No details on price or personnel changes there. We have a dividend at Emerson with 52 cents per share at the end of the month. Q1 at Signify shows that 1.4 billion euros came in sales. Q1 at AMS Rosram shows 820 million euros. We have layoffs at Panasonic. 4% of the entire global workforce go in there. Seaborough has partnered with Luminous. This is a new deal for nano-engineered LEDs. City Electric has opened their first Rhode Island location. It'll operate under their Concord brand, and it's open in Portsmouth. The Dallas Market Center has a new website. It's nice. The NLB has named the winners of the Lighting Transformation Awards. Those projects were recognized on the 2nd. The US DOE has recognized Schneider Electrical for their efficiency practices, both on the project side and just their overall work side. Light Justice Now awards were presented on the 7th. The IALD has named their award winners at the 42nd Annual Lighting Design Awards. That was also on the 7th. WePliance and Lutron relit a Frank Lloyd Wright house, specifically his house. Telus and Wes in Scottsdale, Arizona, with new lights and controls. DSG is opening a new space in Fargo. This is a North Dakota facility running 120,000 square feet. Silicon Labs director Christy Wyatt has sold off a number of her shares. 546 shares sold at $104 each. Redaptive has secured $650 million in credits. This is an energy-as-service company looking to expand with the power of venture capital. Redaptive has secured $650 million in new credit. This is a energy-as-a-service company looking to expand. Signify has continued their share buyback program with 350,000 shares back in the company coffers, bought at roughly 18.6 euros each. On the legal side of things, Signify has launched two lawsuits against ETI and Lighton, both filed on the same day, both concern about 6 patents each. Bridgecom has sued Cree. This case concerns 2 patents related to variable effect lighting systems. In rep agency updates, Magnitude Lighting has picked Core for SoCal representation, and DSI has partnered with American Lumber in the Northeast. In events and webinars, you can now get your registration in for the ALA conference. That's going to be running in September in Louisville. We have tickets on sale for the Aluminum Awards Gala. That's June 18th in NYC. We have a new webinar from Plan B. This is about lighting policies around the world. That'll take place on May 21st. And you can save the date for the grand opening of a new NACLIC chapter. The first party of that meeting will happen on May 20th at Moxie Lighting in NYC. In IoT news, Lay's Pico has partnered with Austar. This is part of a new deal to offer LiDAR for smart city needs. Matter has added tap-to-pair options with QR codes and NFC support rolling out in version 1.4. Togled has partnered with Loran with new options for their entire product range. Onomondo has partnered with Maersk. This will be the largest private LTE network to bring us the Internet of Boats. Legrand has partnered with Code with new features and functions on Wattstopper i3 platform. In research and development, we have what we can really do with dosimetry and what that means for lighting office lighting and occupancy evaluation. Promethium, the rare earth element, glows purple under certain conditions, and we might be able to do something with that. Chinese brand EXC has broken the 250 lumens per watt barrier. This is a record for exterior lighting products. Related, in dark sky and light pollution news, light pollution may be a compounding factor in brain health risks. Light pollution and other issues related to urbanization are a health risk factor for both poor and middle-income populations around the world. Cognitive behavioral therapy fails to aid insomniac shift workers. Meditation does improve teen sleep quality. We have circadian disruption being linked to symptoms remarkably like irritable bowel syndrome in mice. Blue light has also been linked with kidney stones in rats. May 10th was Migratory Bird Day, which means that Dark Sky International once again partnered with the Audubon Society to improve lighting use during this period. Unpredictable light exposure does disrupt gene expression in birds, specifically gender-related gene expression. Windsor has managed to entrain the photo period and feeding times of salmon, and not sponsored, but newsworthy, is Glamox debuting a wildlife-friendly LED for marine use. Glamox gets tens of millions of dollars a year to add lighting to offshore facilities, including oil derricks and wind farms, and it's probably a good thing if birds don't hit those. Residents of Tyrol, Italy are dealing with reduced sleep quality overall. Colorado residents are being encouraged to cut lighting for migration season. This is also going on in Long Island and Oregon. Rappahannock County, Virginia is seeking lighting restrictions similar to other counties in the neighborhood. Fountain Hills, Arizona is making dark sky lighting compliance part of approving 5G towers. And Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the good land, is rejecting a 4-story tall LED billboard outside a condo. Sounds pretty good. In horticultural news, Crocus Labs has improved energy use for growing strawberries by 22%, and Sioux Valley, Manitoba is going to be hosting a new vertical farm. In recommended reading, these links are on nail.org. A lot of things are on nail.org, actually, but these links are there too. You can recap Light Fair. We have more pros opting for Certified Lighting Designer as a credential. We have a better understanding of what data centers need in terms of lighting, as we build more data centers. We also have a recap of Dark Sky Week, and we have a case study of LED neon facades at the Link in Douglas. In local news, Vermont is ending incentives for LED conversions for businesses. The U.S. Department of Energy has pulled energy funds from Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture has pulled funding from REAP projects. Those are rural energy projects. Tucson, Arizona is dealing with copper thefts, and as is Charlottetown PEI, they're actually adding more lighting and more cameras to their substations to help curb that. In Houston, they will be adding $400,000 worth of lighting to underpasses. Middletown, Rhode Island is approving a new LED streetlight project. Those are new poles. We have infrastructure revamps pending for Paris, Ontario. We have state funds for upgrades going ahead in West Haven, Virginia. Bloomington, Indiana is expanding their solar and lighting grants to nonprofits. East Palestine, Ohio is getting state grants for school lighting. South Bend, Indiana is seeking applications for their lamp post program. Whitfield, Wisconsin is getting new lighting. Punta Gorda, Florida is renovating their historic city hall. Mesa, Arizona is opening a neon sign garden similar to the Boneyard in Las Vegas. Dripping Springs, Texas is planning parks revamps. Davie, North Carolina has approved LED and HVAC projects in their schools. Gilroy, California is expanding infrastructure funding to low-income neighborhoods. Youngstown, Ohio has begun a new safety lighting program. Those lights are real bright, by the way. Boone City, Iowa, street maintenance programs include LED lighting switches. Infrastructure revamps planned in Paris, Ontario. $1.6 million in parks projects going ahead in Timmins, Ontario. Detroit is putting up their lighting substations up for sale, which is to say they're decommissioning the substation part, and you can just buy the real estate or the station, depending on what you want to do. We have new lighting going ahead at the Payette City Water Treatment Plant. We have Fountain Hill, Arizona getting lighting upgrades for their community center, and a charitable foundation called WIN has donated $25,000 to relight a baseball field in Carroll, Iowa. Internationally, Brighton and Hove in the UK have restored their classic vintage lampposts, and Russia has invested $1 billion over the next 5 years into infrastructure in Cuba. In sports news, LSI has renewed their partnership with Major League Pickleball, which is to say they will remain the official lighting sponsor of the National Pickleball Association. Which is good, because Ben and Colin Johns have forfeited the MLP, the Major League Pickleball tournament in Columbus, over poor lighting conditions, because it turns out Ben can really only see out of the one eye. In People News, Nick Miller has been named the HR manager at Atlantic Coast Electric Supply. We have 2 new vice presidents at C.N. Robinson, and Lucas Begert has joined the quotations department at WOW Lighting and Controls out of Edmonton. And I know Star Wars Day was a week ago, but you can make a Space Hollow chess table. You know, like the one from A New Hope. Let the Wookiee win. You remember that scene? You can make one of those now, if you feel like it. Links in the description. Otherwise, I have been Scott Walker. I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Enjoy your week and enjoy the music. See ya!
Un peu violence, c'est peut-être dans la provocation vis-à-vis des autres, de ne pas être comme les autres. Mais j'appelle pas ça de la violence, moi j'appelle ça je sais pas, le droit à la différence, peut-être simplement.
Ça représente effectivement une forme de contestation, mais pour moi ça n'est pas de la violence, c'est de la violence verbale. Elle est petite à côté de la violence qui nous est faite tous les jours.